Welcome, humans, or as the rest of the galaxy calls you, Earth's weird science experiment gone wrong. I'm here to roast the entire species because, frankly, you've earned it. You're the only creatures that invented anxiety, figured out how to put it on a schedule, and then monetized it. Tonight, we're going to take a long, hard look in the mirror and smash it. Because let's face it, you've been overdue for a reckoning since you decided wearing Crocs was acceptable outside the house. Let's dive in before your attention spans flicker out like your gym memberships. Capitalism. The system where the rich play Sims with real people and the poor get charged $35 for overdrafting their bank account by 12 cents. You've somehow convinced yourselves that working over 40 hours a week for someone else's dream is freedom. Spoiler, it's not freedom. It's an extremely well-decorated hamster wheel. And let's not forget billionaires, the real-life supervillains who hoard enough wealth to end world hunger, but instead invest in rocket ships that look like Viagra ads. Jeff Bezos is out here playing intergalactic Uber Eats while Karen from Tulsa is rationing her insulin. Amazing priorities, humanity. Politics. Where people argue over whose mascot, an elephant or a donkey, is less corrupt, while the world burns faster than a hot pocket in a microwave. Your leaders are like contestants on America's Got Talent, but instead of juggling or singing, they excel at lying and finger-pointing. And let's talk about the people voting for these clowns. You think scrolling Facebook memes counts as research? Half of you trust Uncle Larry's conspiracy theories over experts who've spent 20 years studying the subject. And then you wonder why your country is being run like a Taco Bell at 3 a.m. Congratulations, democracy, more like demo-crazy. Social media is like giving toddlers access to nuclear codes. It started as a way to connect with your ex-classmates, and now it's a dumpster fire where everyone thinks they're a political analyst, a life coach, or a spiritual guru because they Googled something once. Oh, and influencers. Let's address the epidemic of people selling you $100 skincare routines while they're crying in their leased Maserati because their algorithm tanked. These are your heroes? People who use Facetune so aggressively their profile pictures look like AI-generated missing posters. Here's the hard truth. Social media isn't ruining your lives. You are by trying to live through filters instead of actually experiencing life. Put down the phone before your thumbs evolve into tiny T-Rex arms. Let's talk about your relationship with the planet. Earth is like a neglected spouse. She gives you everything, and you repay her with trash, oil spills, and carbon footprints the size of Godzilla's Crocs. You've got billionaires trying to colonize Mars as a backup plan. Mars, a frozen wasteland with no oxygen, no water, and no Wi-Fi. If that's your plan B, maybe it's time to stop microwaving the ozone layer and start recycling. And don't get me started on the excuses. But paper straws are soggy. Karen the turtles don't care about your Frappuccino inconvenience. Suck it up. Or better yet, don't suck at all. Let's get into your love lives. You've turned dating into a gladiator sport where people swipe left on anyone who doesn't look like Chris Hemsworth. Then you wonder why your relationships crumble faster than a dry cookie. Here's a profound truth. Your soulmate isn't the problem. You are. You want someone who's hot, rich, emotionally intelligent, and into the same weird TV shows as you. Meanwhile, you're sitting there with the emotional range of a brick and the hygiene of someone who forgets to wash their sheets. Here's a hot tip. Stop trying to find someone to complete you. Fix yourself so someone decent doesn't run for the hills when you show up with all your unresolved daddy issues. Mental health? Oh honey, let's unpack this mess. You've taken depression, anxiety, and ADHD, legitimate disorders, and turned them into personality quirks for Twitter bios. And the therapy avoidance? Chef's kiss. You'd rather spend $1,000 on Coachella tickets than sit with a therapist who can actually explain why you cry every time someone tells you, "We need to talk." Pro tip, that self-care routine where you eat junk food in bed while binge-watching The Office for the 17th time isn't healing your inner child. It's just feeding your inner slob. Maybe try journaling, or yoga, or I don't know, taking accountability for once in your life. Oh, religion, the ultimate flex. You've got people using faith as a weapon to justify everything from crusades to denying science. God works in mysterious ways. Does he? Or are you just using him as a scapegoat because you don't want to face the fact that you're the problem? And let's talk about organized religion. The only business that doesn't pay taxes while guilt-tripping you into donating 10% of your paycheck. Meanwhile, the pastor's rolling up in a Tesla and you're stuck praying your car doesn't break down. Holy indeed. So, humanity, here's the deal. You've been living in a glass house for centuries, throwing stones and wondering why you're covered in broken shards. You've got all this potential, art, science, compassion. And what do? You fight over Wi-Fi passwords, obsess over celebrities who don't know you exist, and destroy the only planet you've got because recycling is inconvenient. Here's your profound truth. Life isn't about being perfect. It's about being better. Stop blaming the system, the government, or your ex for everything wrong in your life. Clean up your own mess first, then maybe, just maybe, you can tackle the rest. But until then, keep spiraling. You're hilarious to watch. Mic drop. Curtain closes.